with item number 11. Item 10 is UC 336-14. It's use permit for medical marijuana production facility, waiver of development standards to reduce parking, design review for an office warehouse building on 2.1 acres in an M1 zone. Item number 11 is UC 337-14, use permit for medical marijuana establishment, being cultivation facility, waiver of development standards to reduce parking, and also design review for an office warehouse building on 2.1 acres in an M1 zone. They're both located on the south side of Gary Avenue, 730 feet east of Redwood Street within Enterprise. And for item number 10, we have received 0 cards in support, 4 cards in opposition, and item 11, 0 cards in approval and 6 cards in opposition.
Thank you. Mr. Reed, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. My name is Rory Reed. I'm an attorney. I'm here on behalf of the applicant. And these applications, I should say, should be approved for the following reasons. First of all, the proposed site is suitable for production and cultivation. It meets or exceeds all the requirements of Title 30. It greatly exceeds all the separation requirements in your ordinance from schools, community facilities, and residences. The site zone M1, it's master planned M1, and the surrounding properties are fully developed as M1. Therefore, the use is compatible with the area and will not impact neighboring properties or traffic conditions. The requested parking waiver is justified by the fact that only at most 10 employees will be at the facility at any one time. As far as I can tell, marijuana plants do not drive, and to require 1,000 or 2 parking spaces for every 1,000 feet of plant is not necessary. The facility is adequately served by public improvements, facilities, and services. So from a planning perspective, these applications shouldn't raise questions for you. The applicant has the financial wherewithal to do what they say they're going to do here. You can know this because they have filed audited financial statements with the Securities and Exchange Commission. They're available to you and anyone in the public. They've been reviewed by the federal authority and have been found to be in conformance with all requirements. The company is owned substantially by local owners. You met him last time we were here. Rick Von Felt, you recognize he was with Metro 20 years, most recently as the head of their narcotics division. The Piccoli family's involved, and if you include their ownership and all those that own a stake in the public company, 54% of this application is locally owned. And finally, this company has the expertise to do this business. They have a national presence in the hydroponic agriculture industry, which naturally led them to the medical marijuana business. And an affiliate of theirs owns the first regulated dispensary to open in Oakland, California. It also has cultivation and production. And to speak more to that, I'd like to introduce the CEO of the company, Derek Peterson.
Hi, thank you. Derek Peterson, manager of MetaPharm, CEO of TRTC Corp. Commissioners, thank you for the time. I wanted to talk a little bit about our experience. We're a little bit unique considering the company's partly owned by TRTC Corp., which is an agricultural company. So MetaPharm has the ability to pull from TRTC's other wholly owned subsidiaries and their expertise in the industry. First being Edible Garden. Edible Garden, with its corporate-owned farm and its co-op farms around the country, runs and operates over 2 million square feet of hydroponic greenhouse technologies. We produce basil, oregano, tarragon, everything that Simon and Garfunkel sings about. And we distribute to over 1,000 retailers in multiple states. We're GFSI certified, which is a global food standard certification that many of the major retailers require for us to be certified. We've been proud to say we've operated without any incidents of foodborne illness. On the medical marijuana cultivation side, as you know, we run and operate a medical marijuana dispensary in Northern California that sees upwards of 700 patients a day. To feed that demand, we have a tremendous amount of tens of thousands of square foot of hydroponic indoor cultivation space that we run and operate at the highest degree and the highest standards possible. We've never had an occurrence or an issue with any one of the products that we've put out. We will build something here that you can be proud of from an agricultural standpoint, from a production standpoint. We'll build something more importantly that's safe for patients and safe for consumers. We've worked very hard over the last few months to build an extended advisory board out, an advisory board that has direct ties to the patient community here within Nevada. We've been able to identify a significant amount of strains to begin our cultivation process. We don't need to bring anything in from outside the state's borders. We can do everything here within the framework that exists. On the production side, the cornerstone of our production facility is based on supercritical CO2 extraction. That's the safest and cleanest extraction method possible to produce products without any byproducts or contaminants for consumers and patients that have compromised immune systems. If you don't understand supercritical CO2 extraction, it's basically compressing the gas, which allows us to pull the molecules out from cannabis. Those molecules come out in a rough form. That rough form can be used in edibles. That rough form can be sold to patients directly. Or we can further refine that rough byproduct and actually manage the ratios in CBDs and THC based upon what actual patients are demanding. So if there's a patient that has a particular condition that wants, X amount of percentage of CBD and a very low ratio of THC, because those things are very productive together in concert, we're able to actually produce that for the dispensary. In addition, as I spoke to you about before, we have a very broad database based upon our historical operations in our Northern California operation of what actually works when it comes to patients and specific ailments. We were hoping to use that on the dispensary side, but that is a very valuable tool for us to be able to produce products on the cultivation and the production side as well. Again, I wanted to thank everybody for the time. We'll build something that you can be proud of. We'll build something that will reflect on the state well. Thank you for the time.
In summary, the site is suitable, these are the right people, and we'd appreciate your favorable consideration. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Reed. At this time, I will open a public hearing on items number 10 and 11. Anyone wishing to address the board on either or both of those items, please step forward, identify yourself for the record. Comments will be limited to 2 minutes. Could Rob help him with the mic?
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Raymond Fletcher for the record. This is one of the applicants that
You've got to identify yourself again, Randy.
I just said Raymond Fletcher for the record.
Oh, I didn't hear you. I said for the record. I apologize.
Raymond Fletcher for the record, Mr. Chairman. Last time when this group came up and presented, I thought that it was one of the stronger applicants and was extremely disappointed that they didn't receive the support that they should have. I've had an opportunity to do some research on what they have done, and it is very impressive. I think having someone tied to agriculture dealing with something like pharmaceuticals with what we're doing with our cannabis is very important, and I wholeheartedly support this group, and I ask you to do so too. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next speaker.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is James Brown. I'm a local Las Vegas resident and a longtime Southern Nevada community member, and also a small business owner in this community. From a business standpoint, I was going to use my 2 minutes to go through the financial situations with TerraTech, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to talk to you straight from the heart as a loving husband, and my affiliation with TerraTech Corporation. I am an investor, I am an owner, and my affiliation first came a couple of years ago when my wife Cindy came down with breast cancer, and one of the few medications that she was able to use was medical marijuana. And I had no idea how to grow it, and at that time, I think that was before TerraTech even became a public company, I bought them from their hydroponics store online. And since then, they have worked very hard for me as a consumer, as a customer, so much so that I became an investor. And they have worked hard for me as an investor. And if given the opportunity, they will work very hard for this community. I ask that you pass this permit hearing for TerraTech Corporation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning. My name is Mona Lisa Samuelson. For the record, I am a medical marijuana patient living here in Clark County. And I want to tell you I'm really excited about MediFarm. I am so excited to hear somebody talk about the edible gardens, the agriculture industry, and things done safe and correctly and consumable for our community. We need this, and I'm so excited that they do have connections, and they are thinking about the narcotics division.
I've got to ask you again, please address us, not
to train our police force, because as you know, Vicki Higgins has been up here every single meeting, please asking somebody to please pressure the police into piggybacking some training for the medical marijuana patients, because a lot of police don't know that medical marijuana is legal in Nevada. These people are wonderful. They've come in with all these great viable resources, and yet somehow they were passed up. So please don't pass them up again. I want these guys. These are in our community, and they mean us well. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Hi, Vicki Higgins. Unfortunately, you passed over this team for a dispensary. We're all very sad about this. I don't know these people personally, but with their presentation is amazing. They've thought about what the patient needs are. They've talked to the patients. They're focused on the patients and the research and doing things safely and properly. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none, I'll close this portion of the public hearing. Turn it over to Commissioner Brager.
Thank you. I had the opportunity to meet and was very impressed. I make a motion for approval for 10 and 11.
Did we have any questions of any of the board members? Seeing none, the motion is for approval on items 10 and 11. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, please cast your votes. Motion passes. Next item.
Thank you very much.
Item number 12, UC 365-14, use permit for medical marijuana cultivation facility.